It was a bright Sunday morning in the small village of Kalunda. The church bells didn't ring because the town had no church, or so everyone thought. That was until Pastor Zuberi arrived, his entourage of 5 dressed in sparkling white suits. They pulled up in a shiny black car that gleamed under the hot African sun, a stark contrast to the dusty village roads. The entire village came out to see him. People whispered among themselves, who was this man? He introduced himself as God's chosen servant, sent to deliver Kalunda from poverty, sickness, and despair. "Brothers and sisters, your cries have reached heaven," Zuberi declared, his voice booming across the square. "I have been sent to perform miracles, but only for those with faith." The first miracle happened that same day. A young boy named Juma, mute since birth, was brought before Pastor Zuberi. His mother knelt on the ground, clutching Zuberi's feet, sobbing. "Man of God, please heal my son," she cried. Zuberi lifted his hands dramatically, chanting words no one understood. He placed his hands on the boy's head and shouted, "Speak, child! Let your voice glorify the Lord." The boy gasped. "Mama," he whispered, his voice shaky but audible. The crowd erupted in shouts of joy. Women ululated. Men clapped, and some fell to their knees crying. Zuberi raised his hands to silence them. "This is just the beginning," he proclaimed, "but God requires sacrifice. Faith without works is dead." Over the next few weeks, Pastor Zuberi established his church. The sick came, the barren women came, and even the village elders who were once skeptical came. But every miracle came with a price. One man sold his only cow to give the proceeds to the church, hoping for healing for his wife's failing eyesight. A widow handed over her last bag of maize, praying for her son's safety in the city. To everyone's amazement, Zuberi seemed to deliver. The blind claimed they could see. The lame said they could walk. And people believed because the results appeared real. It wasn't long before whispers started. Ayoka, a young woman who worked at the village market, noticed something strange. A man who had been healed of his limp walked with a crutch the very next day when no one was looking. Another woman, who claimed her barren womb had been opened, still wasn't pregnant months later. "Why do some miracles fail?" Ayoka dared to ask Zuberi during a service. Zuberi's smile faltered. He fixed her with a piercing stare. "Daughter, miracles fail only when faith is weak. Are you questioning God's servant?" The congregation turned on Ayoka, accusing her of blasphemy. She had no choice but to stay quiet. For now, Ayoka couldn't shake her doubts. One night, she followed Zuberi after the evening service. He and his entourage walked to a small hut on the outskirts of the village where they stayed. Hiding behind a tree, Ayoka watched as Zuberi spoke to a man in ragged clothes. "You did well today," Zuberi said, handing the man a small bag of money. The man nodded, grinning. "It's easy to pretend to be healed when the crowd's so excited." Ayoka's heart raced. She realized the truth. Zuberi's miracles were staged. Ayoka shared her discovery with a few trusted villagers, including her mother. Together, they devised a plan. The following Sunday, Ayoka stood up during the service. "Man of God, I have a gift for you," she declared, holding up a pouch of fake gold coins. Zuberi's eyes lit up and he stepped forward to accept it. But as he opened the pouch, Ayoka spoke again. "But first, perform a miracle for us here and now. No preparation, no helpers. Heal the lame man outside this church." The crowd murmured. Zuberi hesitated. "I do not perform miracles to prove myself," he barked. "Then how do you explain this?" Ayoka shouted, pulling the ragged man from behind the crowd. "This is the man you paid to pretend to be healed." Ayoka's mother stepped forward, holding up another man. "And this is the one you paid to pretend to be blind!" Zuberi's entourage tried to stop them, but it was too late. The villagers were enraged. Zuberi and his team fled that same day, with intention to establish another multi-million church in another popular African village to keep deceiving people.